Hey everyone, this is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist and I'm coming to you from my studio again to make a painting demo. This time I'm going to do something different. This time I'm going to do a little twist than my usual landscapes. Oh, I'm drinking some coffee. Maybe one day Starbucks is gonna be like, they keep promoting us and you can have free coffee whenever you want. I'm gonna make a figure painting, an impressionist type of brushwork, and that looseness of a golf player. A swing, okay? This one's gonna be about the swing, so bear with me. All right. So there we go. Lately, I've been very much into switching back and forth from brush to palette knife. I believe each one gives its has its advantages and disadvantages. If you do it enough, you figure out which one, what those are for you. Very simple. I'm a fan of the simple. Stated before, simplicity is my religion. when it comes to painting. Anyways, there's something about the simple because it allows you to see things a bit differently. I was talking to I think I mentioned this in another one of my or something along this. I was talking to one of my collectors who's also a composer and he's a music composer, and we're talking about the um, the beauty of what it's called silent space or dead space or whatever it's called in music. Um, when when a musical piece goes through those, it has to, right? Every musical piece has to have those. Those, silent moments in order for there to be music at all, of course. And we were discussing how in artwork, um, many times when we're we haven't done it enough or professionally, or we haven't done it from a place of not just professionally, but from a place of a bit more, there more awareness, right? We just want to fill up space. We think that's what creating art is, filling up space. But many times creating art is not filling up space at all. It's actually freeing up space. That's why Michelangelo referred to the sculpting as I see the angel or the sculpture, the figure in there, and I just clean it out. I chop off the pieces, take the pieces in the marble that don't belong there. I believe he was referring to that, not just necessarily to the giftedness of being so gifted to be able to see the marble or whatever, before the sculpture before it was carved, right? I think most people think that that's what he was referring to, and maybe he was too. I don't know, but I came up with the conclusion that he was talking about, based on my own observations of artwork, he was talking about space. Based on how I experience artwork. I believe he was talking about that. The ability to free up space. That's really artwork. I think that's why artists feel that what do you call that? That not artists, not just artists, but people that watch artwork, right? That see artwork. That's why you feel that sense of awe, that sense of peace. But I talked about in other videos also. Many people feel that sense of peace in artwork, and many people don't understand why they feel that. What is that? Why is it that when you recognize something, it's not just with artwork. I think that's why people like artwork. I don't think it's, there's been a lot of shock value artwork or again, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just expressing my opinions. I don't know if it's, whatever it is. But there's a lot of shock value artwork, and certainly that has its place in the art world, of course. There's a lot of artwork that also it's more, what do they call it? Kind of like look at me, I can paint. Very, very nice artwork. Very. A lot of people associate that type of artwork with derivative artwork, kind of like if I paint impressionism or something, or they associate it with Thomas Kincaid. That type of happy, simple, not simple in the sense of painting, but the simplicity of that realism. Sort of like a happy, joyful realism. A lot of artists like to create artwork like that too. I don't think that artists are necessarily, or people that watch artwork are necessarily may fully understand. I don't think that we fully understand why we are so pulled towards certain art pieces. And people try to decipher that. They try to say, oh, it's because they paint water, and water, people attract to water, or certain colors, or maybe that has its place too. But based on my personal observations, I believe that people get attracted to artwork to certain artwork because of the peace they feel. I believe that true art gives a sense of, it eases the soul. It's almost like it's what would it be called? Therapeutic. Those people that have waterfalls in their gardens. That's why they have them. A lot of people don't know what the function is for those, but it's to calm the soul. People, calm my mind, or I feel happy. Or that's really what it is. You're calming your soul. You're trying to rest the soul, rest the. People say the stress levels, right? Once you rest the soul, you rest the stress levels. You rest your spirit. I want to say spirit. I don't know. I don't want to get into things that maybe make no sense to not even to me. But nevertheless, rest the mind. Let's call it that. That's exactly what we what needs to be called. Rest the mind. And I think that's what people do. They see artwork and or those waterfalls in their homes or whatever, and that's what it does. It's resting the mind. Ultimately, that's what it does. It rests the mind. It creates a gap in the thinking process. You see something nice and you're like, you rest. It creates a gap in the thinking process. And then therefore you start resting the mind and it feels good. You feel joy. I know it's a bit esoteric, but bear with me. It's my video. But I think that's what it is. Ultimately that's what it is. It's there to bring peace to the soul. And I think that artwork that does that is able to do that, not intentionally. I don't think you can do it intentionally. I think the artist paints from that space, and that's why he or she is able to share that. I don't think that they necessarily do it intentionally. I don't think you could even do it intentionally. Well, this time I did something different, okay? So there we go. Let's make sure this golfer has the right form, the right stance. I tried golfing, but I don't think I did it enough to create any skill level, any real skill level. I think I like watching it. Not on TV, but like watching it. The few times that I've gone to the range, I like watching people who have the skill level, who develop the skill level to do it right. It always feels nice to the mind, no? So that little rest of the mind. You see that happen, and you're like, oh wow, look at that. I don't even understand the game, but look at that. All right. Well, my name is Jose Trujillo. I'm one hell of a painter. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, there's the golfer.